All right, in this video, I want to just expand on some of the API resources that we have created before, because we have API resources for the course, for sections, for lectures, but we have not fleshed them out because at every given point, we did not have the full picture of the relationships between these entities just yet. But now that we have created our courses and the sections and lectures and their videos, we can expand on the API resource classes to include the data related to, let's say, sections that relate to a course or the lectures that relate to a section. So let's go quickly and clean that up or add that information, and we'll start with the courses here. At the moment, we are loading categories in the course and the authors, but sometimes we may want to return all the sections that also belong to the course, all right? So in this case, I want to add the sections to the course resource. So this will be sections equals section resource collection. And again, it's a collection because there's more than one section in a course. And we only load this when it is eager loaded. So this, when loaded, sections. So if we return a course and we eager load the sections, then this property will be added to the response. Otherwise, it will not. Let's also go to the section resource and see what else we need to add there, because right now we don't have the contents or we don't have the lectures added to the section resource. So here, let's just say lectures equals lecture resource collection, and we will only add the lectures when we eager load them. So only when we need them on demand. Okay, so this, when loaded, lectures. Now, while we are doing the lectures or the section here, I want to add a property to a section to indicate whether the section can be deleted. We don't want instructors to delete a section if it contains lectures. Okay, so if they want to delete a section, we want them to first of all delete all the lectures that belong to that section, or move the lectures to a different section, and then they can delete the section. So I'm just going to call or create a method here called canTrash. And this will simply be this lectures count. So if it doesn't have any lectures, then you can trash that. So this value will be true if the section doesn't have any lectures. All right, so this is looking good so far. And in the lecture resource, we also need to add some more information and flesh out what data we want to pass to the front end. So the ID is required, so we need this to go with the hash ID, remember. The title for the lecture, this title. The sort order, very important. This sort order. The course, which is going to be the hash ID of the course. So this course hash ID. The section itself. So this section hash ID. And I'm just going to use null safeties here. It doesn't really matter because we cannot have a lecture without a section or a course. But let me just put null safeties in there. Why not? The type of lecture. So this type. The body, and this will have a body if it is a text lecture. Okay, so this body. The duration, and I'm going to wrap the duration in an array just in case you want to put different formats of duration. Okay, so I'm just going to say minute second duration, and I'm just going to say this. We don't have a property yet, but I want us to go to the lecture resource or the lecture model and add a way to derive the duration of a lecture in a different format in the minute seconds. So let's just go over to lecture.php, and I'm going to add a method here that we can use to calculate the r minutes seconds. So public function get duration HMS or r minutes seconds attribute. So if we have a duration in minutes, because the duration in minutes on the lecture can be null, and in that case we don't want to do anything. But if we have a duration in minutes, which means that the lecture actually has a duration stated, then we want to calculate the r minutes seconds. So we want to return the equivalent of, let's say, 00 hours, 00 minutes, 12 seconds, for instance, to the front end. So we will have to convert that minutes value to the formatted string. So if this duration in minutes, then we're going to return a formatted string there. Otherwise, we're just going to return 000000, okay? Which means a duration has not been added for that lecture, and so we cannot calculate the duration. Now, here we can specify the logic for actually calculating the duration, but I want to move this into a helper method so that we can potentially reuse the functionality in any scenario where we want to calculate r minutes seconds from minutes, and this can come in handy in other places of the application. For instance, if we wanted to do that calculation on a video, we shouldn't have to rewrite the logic. So I'm going to come back in the next minute or in the next lesson, and we'll create a helper function that does the calculation for us. Given any minutes, can give us a formatted string of what the hours, minutes, and seconds are. So we'll do that from the next lesson.